Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Magnetic Soul Podcast. This week's episode is your April energy update. I apologize in advance. I have come down with a little bit of a cold, but I really wanted to get these messages through to you guys. And it was funny because a couple days ago, my daughter started to feel sick. She came down with a little bit of a cold. And if you're a parent, you kind of know how sometimes this can go, where it's like, you're lying in bed and she sleeps with us. So she's literally breathing on me and I'm like, cool, see you in a couple days. And I did everything in my power to do energy work, clear my energy, boost my immune system and really keep my mindset strong. But ultimately I got a little bit of this cold. So my voice is a little bit funny, but here I am. And I just wanted to share a few things. Firstly, the sun is literally bursting through the clouds. It's been kind of rainy and cloudy for the past couple days, and it's 11:11 as I start this, which is really just the significance of what April is. It does feel like the sun is bursting through the clouds, and there's a lot of fresh energy coming in. And I wanted to share a few things. So I'll be sharing all the messages, and then at the end, I will be sharing 3 Akashic Records messages. So you can choose group 1, 2, 3. You can choose all of them. You can listen to a couple of them. It's totally up to you. You might actually land with all of them, but that will be shared at the end, and I can put the timestamps in the show notes. And another thing I wanted to share, that if you resonate with the messages coming through with the April, if this is landing for you, I highly recommend joining the group event that I'm hosting on April 16th. This is a guided group activation, meditation, and group channeling event. And I'm so excited to bring this for you guys because it is really about bringing in fresh starts. It's about bringing in a new cycle. And originally, this came to me in January. So it was beginning of January, I think January 1st, where I was lying in bed and I had really been taking a lot of time away from everything when I finished off December and was stepping into January. And I was lying in bed just meditating, and I got taken on this journey, this meditation journey that I'm going to guide you guys through. And it was really it was such a potent energy and potent journey for me. And I was planning on sharing this with you guys back in January, but I kept receiving wait till April. And now I realize why, because it feels like April, it's so in alignment with what's coming through for the month of April. So I feel like if you all want to join, there's going to be a replay. So if you can't make it live, you can also listen to the recording as many times as you want. It's yours. And I just highly recommend joining. It just feels like this group, I'm feeling a lot with this group. It feels like a lot of celebration energy. I'm actually feeling that a lot with April as well. You can book your spot in the show notes, and let's get into the April energy update. So it feels like it's interesting because I'm feeling a lot of fresh energy. April feels feels a lot like very golden, very yellow, very bright, like sun-like energy, very abundant. It feels very ripe with opportunity. And, last month I was tapping into the energy of April at the end of the month, and I was just really feeling into it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. It felt like the light at the end of the tunnel, where you just know something is happening. It feels like a very big fresh energy, like a lot of birth, fertile energy. And honestly, I was tapping into this feeling of April, and it feels like, the sun energy, and things are really finally coming to place. It feels like this is even the first week of April. It feels like we're literally stepping through this doorway out of March into April. March was a very dynamic energy. And if you listen to the March energy update, there was this reference that came through. I was about to say it was a ping pong, which very accurate, but it was like pinball machine. And a lot of you were really vibing with that message. I received so many messages from you guys. And, but it was very dynamic and ultimately was going to get you to where you want to go. But it does feel like this month is more of this doorway, literally we're walking through a portal from the end of March into April. And a lot of you have probably been taking action and doing things and you don't really know where it's going to lead. And maybe there was some like push and pull and resistance in all of that, but something kept driving you forward. Something kept moving you along. And maybe you were doing things without even knowing where it was going to lead. But this month is where a lot of like the puzzle pieces are coming together. I see like it's almost like domino effect where we walk through this portal and it's like this domino effect of things landing into place. And you didn't always know where everything's going to lead to you, but this is weaving its way together. And so it feels like we're stepping into a new timeline, a new energetic doorway that really is this new energy. They want me to really guide you guys through something really quickly. It's going to be very quick and brief. And if there's anything that you guys will know about what I'm creating, what's coming down in the works, it's really about these simple, quick tools that we can use. It doesn't have to be this big thing, but I'm just sharing this with you because if you want to join me in this, we're just going to do a quick, brief thing together that we can all, I feel you all with me right now, and I feel like we're all walking and doing this together. So if you feel like you want to join, if not, skip ahead, whatever. But let's just closing our eyes, and I just want you to imagine that you sense and see this portal in front of you. And you feel the expansiveness, you feel the energy of this portal, you feel the potency. And just having a brief moment of gratitude, of release, a moment of what can no longer come with you in this new energy. And when you're ready, I want you to just jump through this portal, literally 1, 2, 3, jump through this portal. And grounding yourself in on the other side. And you don't exactly have to know what exactly it is that you're stepping into, this new portal, this new energy. But it's time to surrender to the plan. It's time to spread your wings. It's time to take up space. Feel yourself expand. Feel yourself take up space. Maybe you're feeling this new energy on the other side of this portal, this doorway. And taking a moment to just ground in, sending your roots down. So something really wants to happen for you. And it feels like there's this grounded sense of aligned action that you're going to be doing, that you're going to be stepping into, because that's really going to bring this thing together. Because an old door of the past has closed, and a lot of you need to hear this, and a lot of you need to know that your guides, your ancestors, your light team are so proud of you, and there's so much love and support all around you. Because it does feel like that door is closed, and it's a time of excitement, it's a time of renewal, it's a time of new beginnings, because you're finally going to do that thing that you've been wanting to do. You're finally going to start creating. And maybe you might have sensed this, like, okay, you see it, you know it's there, you know what you want to do, yet there's been some kind of resistance, a bit of push and pull. And they want you to know that like that resistance needed to be worked through to move you along. And it feels like, okay, now's the time. Now is the time for you to take that action. Now's the time to do that thing. And it feels like there's actually a lot of energy and support and guidance behind you, because you've closed a really significant doorway. You've ended a really old cycle. It's completed, right? And it feels like a lot more easefulness, a lot more effortlessness when it comes to taking action towards this thing, because you're going to do it this time. And you're going to step in, and you know it's going to happen, and you can see the light there. So it feels like, yes, this is the light at the end of the tunnel. And this is the new timeline that you're stepping into, because there is a new timeline here. This month is leading to a new destination. It's like a new level, a new frequency, a new template with new gifts and a higher awareness. And it does feel like the pieces of the puzzle are literally beginning to land into place. And they kept telling me this at the end of the month, at the end of March, that it's like the puzzle pieces. I was seeing these domino effects, and I've been seeing that a lot in client sessions, where it feels like a lot of you need to recognize that just because something has been one way for so long doesn't mean it was going to continue. So we don't want to keep reaffirming the past. We want to really, what's coming through is like your higher self, your future self is really pulling you along, and to really be guided by that future energy and to co-create with that. So just because something's been, or that old running story's been that way for so long, it doesn't mean that that's going to continue. A lot of these delays, these heaviness, these restrictions are lifting around this month. And it feels like perhaps maybe you have felt your energy, your frequency, maybe your sense of alignment has felt off a little bit, but they want you to know that you've always been in alignment, and there were certain layers and experiences that needed to be cleared to really step into this fresh, abundant energy. So I do feel like this month is carrying a lot of like gratitude and celebration, and really immersing yourself in the energy of gratitude. Regularly thanking yourself, regularly thanking your guides and the universe for what you are, what gifts are landing, what things are coming in, and also thanking the universe for what is really to come, and being in that energy of your future self. And this is going to help you stay in that elevated frequency to really help you and keep you in that match to what is coming in. So we really want to, our vibration is going to be really elevated this month. It feels like there's a new energy that we're able to sustain and hold, almost like a new baseline, a new foundation that's coming in. And it feels like these new foundations that you've been working towards for a while, maybe in March, like that pinball energy, you're like, I don't even know where this is going. I'm being back and forth, but it's leading you somewhere. And it feels like a new foundation that you've been working towards is beginning to solidify bit by bit, which is bringing in this like new system within yourself, within your life, within your business. It's like a new foundation of which you're going to be operating, where things kind of begin to click. So March felt a little bit like a blind action, or being called to do things without maybe knowing why. And we want to continue with that because it's leading you somewhere, but it's really setting you up for what is to come, because maybe there's like certain leaps that you've been taking. It hasn't fully, it's like you haven't received the gold or the nugget from that leap yet, or the reward from that leap, but it feels like this is what's coming in, like this makes sense. The leaps that I've been guided to take, the actions that I've taken, it's kind of weaving together to really solidify into this new foundation that you're now operating from. So just recognize and knowing that, because it's like this old way needed to be shaken up to step into this new energy where things can flow easily, things can flow more effortlessly. So if you felt triggered, or if you felt like you're being initiated, or just old stuff was coming up, like it feels like this breaking apart to release this resistance or constrictions, to elevate to a new vibration and just have a little bit more effortless in what you're doing and what you're creating. So it feels like, again, this the beginnings of things falling into place, the pieces coming together, okay? And I'm really feeling this a lot for the beginning of the month. And what they've been showing me is that there's these like loopholes, okay? There's a lot of loopholes, there's a lot of shifting energy. And what you may have thought was further away is possibly a lot closer, because your frequency, it feels like your frequency has been a shift away, a moment away from something landing, or something coming together. So with these loopholes they're showing me, it's hilarious. They've been talking about this a lot for this month. And yesterday I was driving, but this happens all the time. Yesterday I was driving, and there's on the side of the road, they're fixing some kind of like cable, and it had a loop in it, like a loophole. And I was like, okay, haha, very funny. So it feels like, with this loophole, I'm trying not to reference a game, because I don't know why these like games are coming to me. This is not normal for me, but it feels like when you're in a video game or whatever, and you don't realize it, but you get like the bonus points, or you get I don't know video games that well, but you get like the bonus points that creates a loophole to access that next level quicker than you would have thought. So it feels like there's this loophole that you walk through, this portal, you walk through this loophole, and it takes you to where you want to go a bit quicker. So you're able to bypass these unnecessary steps that are very much coming from your logical mind or your ego. Like we can bypass a lot of steps when we really flow with and take an action in alignment with when we're being called to act in something, and knowing the difference between when it's time to act and when it's time to push this thing forward versus when it's time to maybe like wait and rest and let things kind of come together, let the information, the puzzle pieces come together for you. So when we are really able to, walk through these, openings, we'll call them, or loopholes, things can happen quite quicker than you may have previously imagined. So it feels like a lot of things that you maybe thought was like a long shot or far away or kind of impossible right now, it's like these are coming closer together because we're working in the ever present now. We're working within the quantum, right? And so we have to let go of our logical minds and really sit in our hearts and our higher self, and knowing when to take action and taking those aligned action and letting it lead you, right? So we can bypass a lot of these unnecessary steps when we really flow with what's in alignment. And again, that is coming with like, okay, when is it time to push this thing forward? And a lot of you are really being called to like step into that pushing things forward energy, like enough is enough and let's push this thing forward. But this, things can happen quicker. You could literally be a moment away from what you want, or something opening up to you when you least expect it. And that's where we want to really maintain our vibration and don't let the thoughts hold you down. Don't let what has been dictate what is going to come. So be open and be curious, be in this expansive state, because it's time to really, they're saying like, this is a month of trailblazing. This is the month to blaze a new path for yourself. And that there's this fire that has been lit inside of you. It's been activated, and it feels like this bold new start and this coming to life energy, because this old way is not going to work anymore. And maybe a lot of you, it feels like, firstly, it's like a greater sense of embodiment is happening of your power, a depth, a strength that's been solidified on your path, and a connection to your higher self, your intuition. This really greater sense of knowing and trust has really been solidified. It's been embodied. And the energy of your future self is really embodying this higher self. And you really have the ability to do it, and you're going to do it. And there is a quickness happening, but it's with ease and readiness. So you're ready for this to unfold, and there's like a trailblazing, there's an energy, like a fire that is being lit. And yes, it's like Aries energy, but it just feels like this, like no more messing around, no more BS. Like we're going to blaze this path, and we're going to step into this energy, and this fire is being ignited in you to blaze this path for you. And many of you are like following a path that doesn't really make sense to everybody, but you're meant to continue forward on this path. But something that's coming in this month is like a lot of new helpful people and connections. The help is on its way. The help is coming in. I'm feeling like collaborations, like new collaborations, new connections that feel almost like they're like gifts from the universe. They feel like divine encounters that come in at the right time, and almost answers to your prayers. So you've evolved and you've grown, and now that comes with this new set of skills, this new sense of abilities and vibration, this sense of the student becoming the teacher, right? You're in a new frequency, you're in a new vibration. You've evolved, you've grown, you've closed down cycles that may have been really difficult to close down, but you've walked through that door. And now that comes with like a sense of new. A lot of you listening to this are like very high vibrational souls, and you're meant to be working in a different frequency. You're meant to be a part within a different frequency of people, if this makes sense. It's like no longer setting the bar low for you. It's time to like raise the bar here and set your bar higher for yourself, because you are meant to be in this frequency, in this energy, in this elevated energy, right? And there's certain people that you're meant to be part of in this new group. It's like joining the master energy or the leader energy, right? You're meant to be in that frequency. So I do feel like a lot of helpful people, a lot of the right connections are coming in. But what they want to share with you is that almost like there's been this buildup of stories, and it's like the resistance. It's like the buildup of stories, this push and pull between this thing that you know you want to take action on, and you've been thinking of it so much that it's almost become exhausting. But what has happened is that it's built up, but now you're in the surrender phase. You're in the phase where we just let it happen, and it's really bringing in it with ease and effortlessness, because we've been through the stories, we've been through the resistance phase, and now it's time to step into the surrender phase, because a lot wants to flow this month. Things want to happen, things want to flow. So I feel like any kind of resistance that you've been working through is clearing this month, or has been cleared last month with this eclipse energy, and you're really being pushed forward on your path. There's like a spark that has been ignited, and a clearing away of any sort of resistance, heaviness, or delays. It feels like any of these like energetic holds that it feels like no matter what you do, it just feels like an energy holding, a delay. These are lifting, okay? And it's time to really expand. It's time to take a chance. It's time to try new things. And you might even surprise yourself with feels very much like you do these things, you start to take action, and you realize I was overcomplicating that. It was a lot more easier than I thought it was going to be. And I feel like there's a lot of discovering of new solutions. And really, one of the big messages that wants to come through this month is just letting it be easy. If you work with that mantra when you are making it hard, if you really work with that affirmation of letting it be easy, I'm just going to let it be easy. And that's where you want to have that mindset of okay, it's just going to, let it be effortless. Let it be easy. If you get caught up in your mind and you're overcomplicating it, just come back to that, back into your heart, and come back into that energy of ease and letting it be easy and softening. Because you might even surprise yourself of this is a lot simpler than I had been making it out to be, really. And I feel like that comes with examples of people who may be doing that thing that make it look easy, and you're going, I could do that too. I can do that. So first, we're going to see if anything else wants to come through for this month. Okay. They're just showing me follow the sparks, follow the ideas, follow the nudges, because this is where they're leading you on this path. They're leading you on this journey, but you need to just follow the nudges, follow the steps. I'm seeing a lot of crown chakra, tapping. It feels like energy downloads, and they're just saying follow the calling, surrender to it, follow it. And so taking these next steps, and just with blind faith almost, but take the steps, do the thing, and talk yourself into it, because there's something nudging you forward. And I think that it's actually, you think you're doing one thing, but it's actually opening up the gates for something else. It's opening up the gates for something bigger, more aligned, working through the kinks, getting that one thing done before the next unlocks and opens up, but following these inner callings, following the nudges, because it's leading you somewhere, and you need to almost move past these steps before you can get to these steps. So again, let it be easy. I hope that you enjoyed these messages for the month of April. We're going to get into the 3 messages from the Akashic Records. So message number 1 is all about destiny. So this group and this message is coming with the message around something has been written in the stars. There's something written in your Akashic records, in your Akashic fields, you chose this before coming here, that something is meant to happen. You're meant to step into something. This feels like your dreams, your desires, no matter how big, are guiding you there. So I feel like there's a lot of boldness and bigness to your energy. Maybe you've been playing it a little small, but it feels very much like a Lyran energy, Lyran guys, Lyran energy. which are from a star system, very high vibrational guides. But there's a very big magnetism, and you're meant for bigger things. You're meant for something more. So they're saying it's time to really expand your wings of light and take up space, because I feel like there's been some clipping or some, smallness that has been projected onto you, and that was just other people attempt at keeping you small. It was part of this, people that come into your life to help you access that inner power, to almost like push you and nudge you enough where you finally step in and you finally decide that you are powerful. It's like wakes up your inner power and your light. So it feels like it's really time to spread those wings. It's time to take up space. The path is weaving together for you, but you came here for more than what you have previously experienced. So it's time to let go of this smallness. There's a higher level of information coming in and a higher level that you're meant to work with, and just a general frequency that you're meant to be with. So it's time to step into the spotlight, step off the sidelines. You're no longer to be overlooked, because you're not being overlooked by the divine. And it's time to really take up space and step into your power and confidence and claiming this energy for yourself. So it's time. It feels like a lot of spotlight energy, no longer sitting on the sidelines of someone else's life, and really anchoring into like that leadership, the spotlight. And it's time for you to really believe in your big dreams and know that everything you have, things that you previously have maybe thought yourself to believe, maybe it's something small about yourself, maybe it's these old stories that have kept you small. That's old energy, and it's really asking you to step forward, because this is like destiny. It's something that has been predetermined. It's written in the stars for you to step into this thing, for you to step into something bigger. And yeah, it's just time for you to do. It's so time. Let's get into message number 2. Message number 2 is really about this like downloads, future energy, future vision. It feels very Aquarius energy, and like the ability to manifest. It feels like a lot of master manifester energy. It feels, actually, this group feels very Pleiadian energy. They're saying that your path, you're meant to follow an unconventional path, and your path is unfolding maybe in like these bursts. So it feels like you get bursts of info, you get bursts of ideas, bursts of creative energy or energy and creations, followed by times of like retreat or just being, where you just get to be and like live your life. So this is someone who is meant, this group is meant to like build an empire, or really like the new paradigm energy in a new way, in a way that works for your lifestyle. Yet it goes against what the norm of what others do, because you're meant to do it in a unique way. You're meant to have these moments where you work on this thing and you have these bursts, and then you kind of take time away. So it feels like you don't have to be working so hard all the time. It's really about working smarter rather than harder. And with that, it's like you get these future ideas, you get these future downloads, and the way that they're meant to come through isn't this like always this immediate right now. It's just like, it's actually, you're in the process of working with the energy of what you're bringing forward. So it does feel like you're meant to build something that might be more passive yet very powerful and profound. So you work really hard on something. Maybe it's like a course or a platform or public speaking or event or retreats, whatever that is for you. Maybe you're consulting and you have a bit more of a flexible schedule, and you're meant to follow this unconventional path and way of creating. So this is actually where you're going to receive a lot of abundance in your life and for your family. And this path is now calling you to create it. It's calling you to really trust in your flow of energy and how you work. And the more that you can give yourself permission to work in that unique way, in your unique, like, creative energy, that the way that you work, because it feels like you might do this thing, work on this thing, and then you kind of take a break. And then when you come back, it's like you have fresh energy, of fresh ideas. It's like the other piece of this comes together. And this is really this path of manifestation and living in vibrational alignment where, you know, where you follow that, you follow what you're being called to do in the moment, and letting, like, letting that be the thing that you need to do in the moment and where you're being called to go, because it's like the perfect divine time. So it feels like less hands-on all the time, where you're like grinding it out every single day, 5 days a week or whatever. It feels more like you have these bursts of energy where you can get more done, like a lot more done in less time. So maybe there's like a period where you have this burst of energy. Even if it's a book, it feels like a book, something that you're working on. It doesn't have to be, you're doing this thing in a unique way. So you work on it when you get the burst, and then you have like more downtime, and then more of it comes together in the perfect time. So it's a very unique way of working, but it's very much in alignment with how you're meant to do things. And you're not meant to follow this conventional path and this conventional way of doing things, but really working in the way that you're meant to do things in a different way. And this is very much like trailblazing. It's very much like paving a new way and stepping into the new paradigm. So this brings me to message number 3. Message number 3, oh my goodness, there's the karmic holds that have been on you are lifting. So it feels like a cycle has been broken or literally shattered. And I'm getting a lot of like ancestor, past life energy, ancient wisdom. It feels like past life gifts are awakening. Like something that you have done in the past, your past life, or like ancestral gifts are really coming to the forefront. And it feels like this is the lifetime where you are meant to fulfill this. Like maybe something was blocked or wasn't able to happen in a past life, but now this is the lifetime where you are meant to bring this thing forward. So maybe you've been on a path of initiation into this path a little bit, but it feels like this hold, this karmic hold, this cycle that you've been working through is now completed, and something that has kept almost like an energy hold on you from moving forward or has caused you a lot of pain is now complete. So this like cycle that you've been working through is now complete, and you've really, they want you to know like you've passed the tests, and your team and ancestors they're just so proud of you, and they want you to know that they're really behind you right now. And many gifts that are passed down gifts from your ancestors, it feels like inherited gifts, but also not only from your ancestors, it feels like your cosmic ancestors as well. And almost like this information that you have like kept locked from a past life is now unlocking now, or you go to a different place or location, or something opens up for you. But it feels very much like you've done this before, and this these passed down gifts, or these gifts that you've had in a past life, are really beginning to awaken. And because of all of this, it's time for your rewards. It's time to receive your divine inheritance. So really being open to receive, and knowing that the past is in the past, and this is really bringing in a new life, coming into form. And just knowing that you're so deeply held, and there's so much protection and love around you, especially from your ancestors. And so if you've ever felt really alone on this path, or maybe you're doing things differently, or you've had to make difficult decisions, they want you to know that they're around you and there's so much support. But your time of being a lone wolf and kind of going at it alone is now complete. So there's deep soul wisdom awakening. It's like your royal, your regal power and energy, these like this past life energy where you've been really in your power is coming to the forefront. So I hope that you all enjoyed this episode. As always, I would love to hear from you. Love to hear which messages were for you, what landed, and if all of the links to book a session with me is in the show notes, and also to book in for April 16th. I would love to have you all there, and just feels like a celebration. So as always, if you could like or leave a review and let me know how this landed, I would really appreciate that. And subscribe, like, all the things, and please connect with me. I'd love to hear what messages were for you. So I hope you have a great month, and I will speak to you all in the next episode.